Wonderful creators, most welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will break down how important it is to recreate your life from today on, to create actually an X factor from everything in the past, meaning from this life, from birth until now, and start anew in something that is termed becoming alive, as most people are living a life just in survival mode, and that is not living at all. Missing all the education to get there, and then start to understand how important it is actually to open up every season into a training season, because that's the whole purpose on earth, to remove the old collapsing degrees that are happening on the planet as the planet is rising into a new axis position and requiring us to become alive, aware, and shifting consciousness like never before, because the technologies are available, and thus we will get to the point step by step with explaining what it is to live with an I am presence, how it opens up geometrical patterns that become biogeometrical patterns that eventually become sacred geometrical patterns, and opening up this within our life stream so we get joy, we get passion, we get inspiration, aspiration 24/7, anew every day. So that is quite something many people did not tap into due to lack of education, again, due to lack of training that was kept from us through any, partnership with educational systems that are collapsing as well, because there's nothing up there. As we are the new scientists opening up this new platform on the earth, a new era started out here in the month of April for everybody to tap into, because everybody is chosen, is, being pushed in performing their assignments with the divine in divine consciousness. And that is also being explained how to get there, and releasing, old beliefs and all that stuff is of course part of it. But that can go very, very quickly without ever returning to it. And that is what present day light sciences apply and make themselves available to you right now. The old sciences, without a living I am presence or a light body that is modernized up into this year I'm speaking about, does never tap into the old tree of life that has no single song left to sing. Get it in your brain. It has no single song left to sing, because the entire airplane changed. So, as we know, we have to clean up the debris, we have to clean up the mess, starting with your own mess, and then get into that passionate life. I did, so can you. And definitely, it will open up, when you get up in the morning, how many people get depressed before they even had coffee, right? So here, if you allow yourselves in that new training ground to get yourself into a brand new life that has everything you ever wished for, and even a lot more, even those things you cannot even dream about. So it's very important to understand these levels, to make that decision to open up all these new skills, these new faculties. And it's not, about winding the old worlds out day after day after day. Once you get into your training, a foundation in working with your origin, that is your light embodiment, the complete I am presence merging with the omnipresence, because everything is interconnected, is linked in with each other, and reason for the term the one. Everything rises back in the one, from the spinal column all the way to the Godhead, and up there's many levels to open up these degrees, and it's these levels I'm going to explain as well, so you have an actual clear vision of what your options are to truly close off once and for all the old worlds, step into the world of passion and inspiration and doing what it takes to get you into a world where everything is served on a golden platter. I have experienced it so much. So I'm a self-educated person with the universe, killing everything that is still education in the old light body, because it is not even permitted by the divine. And so be careful with all the layers of falseness. Be careful how you look at people, and also observe from there on, do they look like they talk? If they don't, then you can be assured it's not your path. And thus there is only one path back into the divine measurements, because everything in creation is divine and is aligned to divine will, and that direct connect, once that has been made, you become that beautiful, unstoppable vibration that wants to be one with the origin, gain the knowledge, gain the intelligence, gain the wisdom, have the know-how. Whenever anything pops up, it needs to rebalance. It needs that technology, the know-how, and can be done in a few minutes. So no more these old long hours drawn out into healing this and that, while it recycles always back, because you keep on living in the old platform that is a matrix. So once we live in the origin of crystalline grid constructions that open up nuclear points or grid stations, connecting, interlinking universes, connecting, interlinking galaxies, connecting especially to the ley lines of the earth, under the earth, the sea level, under the sea level, and all that interlinked with your embodiment, you go wild with passion. And so everybody is so unique. I just love people. I just love working with people. I will keep on, growing with my passion, because for the solo reason, the power of the word is coming into the open. Like in the latter days when Moses commanded, the splitting of the sea, just to walk to the sea, that is the power we are gaining. And thus is a lot we're gonna cover in this video. So stay tuned and keep your focus on the words that every season is a training season from which we choose. And it's those choices that bring through new definitions in the body, creating new empowerment, strength, values, and so forth. But then again, every season offers new challenges. So it's massively important to make the best choices, open up the direct training ground or direct connect to your source that has all the sources and sources flowing all the way back into the one. And reason why we have in the body, we have the spinal column that is broken actually through the chakra system. So we're over and done with the chakra system. We create from it the pillars of light, interlinking with the Godhead, opening up the Ida Pingala channels that opens up all spiritual systems, that are all the elements that start working with us in order to transcend, transform, transmute, and become very mutational light beings, living from light particles that turn into light waves. So here, every challenge in the training ground offers actually new values. That is quite natural. And with these new values, you add up to new empowerment. And so new empowerment creates new ultimate strength. ultimate strength never ever allows any weakness. It cannot possibly be that way, because weakness, depression, low emotions, failures, fears, resistances, all these, I mean, I don't even understand these low worlds and words of low consciousness. They become non-existent, because you evaporate all these types of psychology or senses or whatever you may term them. It's essentially the grandeur of the emotional body that stands in the way of everything. So the emotional body, along with the chakras, along with the low or all tree of life, was part of the creation of the matrix, because the divine never created any chakra. It was always about your pillar of light, your strength, as part of a nuclear point in a crystalline grid that is actually a very active station on the earth. So here we move the training season throughout our entire life, and so life becomes more and more and more interesting, because it's a matter of embracing it, knowing how to do it, taking responsibilities, inviting it, and then the training factors open up many faculties in the brain. Any faculty you may find in any university, from a scientist to a physician to a psychologist to an entrepreneur, to whatever there exists in universities today. These are the faculties you can all open up in your very brains, because it has it all. It didn't have it all when you birthed in the plane, in the third plane, in the matrix, because the matrix created the chakra from the pillar of light. The matrix created a death penalty to massive glands in the body. We grow right now. I've done it, you can do it. And then you open up that vibration that is truly you, just you. How many amongst this planet do know who they are? You know, it's a very, very rare thing. There's massive people who have that strength, who have that power, and never allowed anything like I did. I never allowed anything less. If ever, you know, something went wrong in my life, or I felt a bit like in a depression, or having to deal with it, and it would open up angers, or it would open up any of the emotions, or sadness, whatever, I would immediately deal with it. And that's the strength that comes with it. You don't allow it. And so many still, allow themselves to go down the line. Well, everything is created up the line, up in creation. And so we see everything in the process of the higher senses. And here I'm talking about that the higher senses is not just the six senses. It's an endless degree of moving, flowing upwards into the 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how many senses there are. But if you already reach your own channel, and you can channel your own information, you can bring through your own healing, you create that technology, then you're far ahead of anyone on the planet, and you can teach it to people anyways. So here, during the awakening process of the past 5 years, that was, the universe was in the regrowth process with us, and took that opportunity, especially during the pandemic, to recreate what was ever broken. And thus now the planet is in a very fast forward position. It moves very quick in its axis position, along around axis position that changes all of the time. So the north, south, east, west points in our energy field, that is the light body, that is the Makiva, matters most every day. It's a matter of setting it up, knowing how to do it. And once you move in that foundational training, that is mastery, working with the ways, mastering the ways, knowing how to do that, you move into a new cycle, and you rise up the ladder of ascension like never before, because it goes that fast, and you change your consciousness the shifts from day one in, you know, in a never-ending eternal spiral, because we're all eternal beings. So here in that foundation, we have the origin of the 12 universes, the 12 planets, opening that up in the energy field with the 12 seraphots on the tree of life, opening up the 10 higher seraphots, but bringing them back in the body so you can immediately create a pillar of light with the first I am presence ray. So every way in that energy field needs to be studied, needs to be worked upon, needs to be linked in, connected with elements such as air components, such as crystals, such as any water component, the seas, the lakes, the rivers, and so forth. And so you gain a lot of knowledge to apply to heal everything out, like in a few minutes time, because that is being offered right now while setting up your crystalline growth structure, squeezing out the negativity density of the matrix, so these negative dense forces or monstrous things that are flying all around cannot even touch you. And that's the power and the strength of living in living light embodiment. Not having that particular energy field around you means anything can kick in. And the first training was actually, you know, getting to know those 12 bodies. Each of these 12 bodies has another 12 types of consciousness. So you work with one way at a time, or 2 or 3, as we're moving out of duality, 1, 2, or 0, 1. And we move in triangular equations. That is the actually the origin of us. If we look at the triangles, the pyramids, everything that has 3 faces, so to speak, that is when everything opens up in the brain, everything opens up to the eyes, and we open up, you know, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, many eyes open up. So we create the eye in 360-degree circumference, which is also part of our origin. So I'm very, very excited about it. So if you can study that in a foundation, and with every breath that you take, you heal out all these things, and at the end they go like an automatic, they cannot kick in anymore. Then you have the right in the space that things start to open up, such as sacred geometrical pattern. Because, for example, if you work with a red ray, a pink ray, or a green ray, there is consciousness connected to it. Green ray goes into this new age, the Aquarian age, opens up the knowledge, opens up the Emerald personal tablets, opens up the knowledge you need, for example, to develop more and more skills, because skills are not limited. They are unlimited, because we live in an unlimited universe. So everybody that is out there, like any species, any masters, angelic kingdoms, and so forth, they never stopped, and especially not right now, developing more and more and more skills. And that is what makes creation as a creator self so much more interesting. So here, for example, if you develop that, and I open up a green flame, and when working with that, especially in your meditation, so one way at a time, all of a sudden you may see designs coming up. Then you ask, where do I go with that design? For example, a green flame going into a green dodecahedron. Where does that move? And then another design opens up. And for example, when you have opened your communication, your channel with the divine, with many teams of light, you work as in partnership with the elements, with many species together, and you hear the answers so much more clearer even than in this video, because the ears go through processes over the years, the eyes go through many processes, and your channel as well, and your information becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. So here the information that we oftentimes see in soul consciousness doesn't even match the earth anymore. It doesn't exist. It sounds like nonsense because the information is repetitive all of the time. Everybody living in soul repeats the old information. And so we have to move truly beyond that and open up these special skills that we all can do. It's merely taking that decision to move out of your old structure, or whatever you may term it, your old habits. So next time you wake up in the morning, instead of taking coffee or so, take some tea and challenge yourself. Never ever open your cell phone before, lunchtime or something. I just open that once, or if I have to, twice a day for 10 minutes, and I've had it. And that is, I take maximum application. Of course, things depend if you need it for a job or something else that is important for you, then there is understanding for that as well. But I'm just saying, like, opening up your immediate meditation. Most of the time I get up around 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm aligning to new stuff all of the time for 25 years now. And so that takes like 1, 2, 3 hours at times, because I'm so passionate of what I can align to, the information coming to, writing it down, bringing it to you in my own lines and so forth, and personal sessions. So everybody can do that and create some special, unique thing that only you can do. And polishing and upgrading those skills all of the time, then you don't have time for depression, then you don't have time for loneliness, you don't have time, to be in a space where you don't know what to do, because the information will be so much that you have to write down what you have to do on a daily level, actually. And thus, that is when being part of creation with the divine. So that initial light body expands with new technologies into the universe. Like here, if we connect the one to the one, the Ida Pingala channels that are interlinked with the spiritual body all the way up, open up all these levels into telepathic waves. Telepathic waves start creating those geometrical patterns. And then you open that up, you listen what they mean, you have to write that down. So you need an open channel, and then they may give you information that blow you away, because, at times we cannot even think about such inspiring data that, that only opens through the glandular reconstruction that is offered as well through the online. So you need the glandular overhaul from the past. You need to change your body, and automatically the physical body changes, because you will feel that you require new food, new content, and so forth. But that goes as an automatic, so it's not quite difficult. And then you open up that next field when you're ready and you have that knowledge of having worked with these 12 ways and possibilities of healing out. Then that new era what has opened, and where most people are completely stuck when going, and opening up much more geometrical patterns most people either don't know about because you don't find them on the Google machine. And it needs to be in so precise alignment that you get into the precision, and that is actually offered to the new, what most people know, the celestial body, want to move into it, but there's no access, so there's no tapping in. They don't know what to do because it's non-existent. It has been killed. And so the new body was the celestial body that has the celestial vibration moving into the house of Shambhala with the Shambhala bodies. And so that new level from a foundation into mastery and alchemy, so you know the tree of life, you know the light body environment, and you know what to work with, is imperative to open up the next level into the eye of the divine and the omni eye, and opening everything up into beyond. So, and then there is a monthly training to just work with the deep information and data that comes with each of the 12 celestial bodies. The celestial bodies opening up with the universal bodies, and there is a part of healing that comes to that level that is a lot higher technology, quite obviously, because you feel yourself moving in and with vibration. So sacred biology, or the movement with geometric biogeometry actually is where that starts off. So where you start to feel everything starts here with my vibe and Rise and Vibe series. Actually, that is the celestial body that needs a few years of training, and every month there comes in a new training, and every season you will see yourself changed like overnight, because you level up and you level up. So here that opens up actually the platform to open the body from cells into light particles, and that needs a very deep level of alignment, the knowledge how to do it, the intelligence grows stronger and stronger and stronger. And here again, then you start to feel everything. You start to feel the underground, all the entire construction of ley lines all over the earth. You feel the repair, you feel and start to see crystal clear through the rivers, through everything that is happening. So you see actually like being on the other side, but you're on this side. And in the end of training with all these 12 celestial bodies, 12 universal bodies, you move into the home where the celestial becomes the Shambhala self, and you move in parallel fashion where another geometric pattern opens, because you rise with your perfect point of balance that has all the harmony you ever need, and then you move into that pattern that opens up a brand new world that is right now grounding on the planet. So the planet is no longer taking the debris and all that old, all the broken veins and etc. So it is in a huge repair, and right now the crystalline supreme light eternal grids are grounding in it with armies and teams of light that you can see when educating or training yourself into the Rise and Vibe series, or the celestial, Shambhala and universal embodiment, which is what you are actually. And then you open up more levels of this geometrical pattern. You know how to work with it. So in the coming year, I will definitely address personal alignments here. When you get a design, you don't know what to do with it, or you get something, or give examples to train yourself from there, because they give so many huge shift. And so of course that will lead into bilocation, and at some point trilocation, only for the work we need to perform to do all of that. So while the planet is in a huge platform of the entire collapse, is only due to the matrix, and making the decision to either move out of it or not, it is for playing out. Because if you remain there, everything can attack you, keep you in low consciousness and depression and failure and whatever these lower levels are. Once you decide to move beyond it, you start to squeeze it from here and from there, so it becomes non-existent. So everything in life becomes 100% success, including business, including the justice system, including economics, because they're massively changing right now. And so you will have everything that you need in order to evolve and evolve and evolve, which is the entire goal. Anyways, we cannot escape any highway. So many people want to move from the old light body into the Godhead. That doesn't exist. We need to break that down. We need to take the next level. That is the new embodiment. Then the next level is the alchemy streaming through. We choose to move into the celestial body. The spiritual body is opening up the universal bodies and then merging everything together. So if we want to escape that, we become stuck and we, you know, allow ourselves to go underneath here. So if we stay up there and we take it one step at a time, so every season creating new training that can be done by everybody, and then comes the education within those sacred geometrical patterns. Geometry becomes sacred when it becomes one with your biology, or let's say your cellular construction, moving into light particles. And so it embeds itself into different parts in the body. And then when you start to see it doing things with your biology will have become sacred, and thus the term sacred geometry or biogeometry, opening up many new sacred levels of the divine. So why can we not see up there? Because we need to stream to all these levels, and so you expand, and you expand, like let's say 10 miles. That is when you have moved through all these bodies and you open up these 10 higher ways, which is also a monthly education, 1 way per month, studying, getting the technology with it, what it can do, because you will perform magic with it. So that is actually the movement into incorporating an celestial embodiment on this planet, meaning you feel all the waves coming through, you defeat anything dense, negative waves. It cannot enter your energy field because your eyes start to open, all these next levels, and you start to see what is happening, and you can defeat it. And many more skills that are particular to your embodiment, because everybody is so unique. You birthed to a unique pair of parents. And many, you know, struggled a lot with that already. I left home at the age of 14, couldn't stand them. So, you know, I think we all have our own stories. It's a matter of never allowing what has been deleted back in. And one word of allowance, or one word speaking back to an old vibration you wanted out of your life, can break you, can, you know, make you do all the work once again. So it's holding on to your power, holding on to that straight line, into the divine, into the one that opens up many more designs, crystalline grids, and they are fun to work with because they give you so much knowledge. It becomes unbeatable. So if many people struggle now, and you know, we're moving into a space right now where the collapse, many, you know, start to speaking a language many won't understand anymore because the brain is moving backwards. Alzheimer will kick in a lot quicker. Mentality cannot catch up anymore with what needs to do, and that's all due to the collapse. So once you rise above it, you know, you will have some big observation happening in front of your eyes, but not being part of it anymore. So if you want to rise out of anything old life at this time, old life, so deleting everything from birth until now, rise into your authenticity, which we need to do anyways. There is no escape from it, because otherwise we will be catapulted into a lesser planet. But many would say already, but I don't want to be here anymore. So do the work, get up, and you'll be part of all universal systems. So that is all it actually takes, and then you will know, you will see what brings complete, total 100% success in your life, because you manifest, you know, like in seconds all of the time. So I think I blabbered about it with my great travels throughout Mexico, and I had some stories there. Like I immediately got massive results with things there. And it was just, you know, creating from the power of the word that has been killed. And reason why people have communication problems, actually. When you have that, when you need to prepare a channel for anything, I never prepare any video. It just pops up, comes through, I know it, I invite it. I invite the right words to come through right now for whomever loves my video and my vibe and want to move on. So there's multiple options, and if you're interested to know more, just catch up. I'll be here every week from now on and opening up a lot more information, or just subscribe to my newsletter to keep updated if you like it. And who knows what I'll be bringing out next month. I don't know that beforehand because I live in the now. I enjoy the now because if I want to move in an expanded environment from here and all that information flows through, we would literally go nuts, because a body that is not prepared would not be able to understand nor absorb that massive, massive ingenuity of the universe and being as one with the cosmos. So it's quite understandable, or it's the obvious we need, you know, to move through all these steps and enjoy every step in the now. And that is what brings everything you ever were back together. All these scattered puzzle pieces can be put together, and it's a nice and enjoyable process once we start it out, because you get new and new and new training every single month. And that is what brings out the passion, that brings up the understanding, that brings the logic, because the earth has no logic anymore. I mean, doesn't need explanation right now, right? It only is there to break you down. So once you live in the new, what is termed light earth, everything light, becoming a light body and then moving into living light, because everything that is not transmuted into living light actually has a death penalty. So here, as an eternal being, we move synchrone or in parallel fashion with our immortal essence. And that is coming through in the incoming years. So expect the highest level of changes coming through this year already. It's a matter of making new choices, not allowing your identity to be killed anymore. So you need that light environment that is the crystalline grids, that has all the technology to have you there in that protective zone, communicating with teams of light all of the time that direct you, support you. Like the communication comes through massively. Like, you know, my diet changes every day, every week, and so forth. So how you hear that, like I was eating some sort of beans and veggies, whatever, and they said, they're getting too heavy on your body right now, and just, I said, leave them. You leave them, yeah. You take those and that. That is how quick it moves. So it's easy, because it's not never ever anything you really, really crave that you need to leave. It goes like an automatic. You don't, you know, you take those things, but you don't crave them. So allow them to go. Like, you know, it's not heavy on the body. It's not difficult or anything. So I hope this video helps. A lot more content will come into the open. I have loads of online training runs if you want to do that, or meet me in person in the incoming months. I'll be moving to France for 5 days. You want to meet me up there and have a small training. That is an option. And other than that, let me know how you feel about it, what you think about it, what is your experience with geometrical patterns. Do you impose them on your energy field, or do you let them in the open from the pillar of light that is the heart and the thymus gland, the immunity? When you have supreme immunity over density, you live in a light body. It cannot kick in a body that has no living light in it. And so it makes up the difference that those struggling in soul consciousness, not allowing themselves moving up into spirit consciousness, will not have the living light, because it starts off with the celestial embodiment. And so when the celestial embodiment moves in and kicks in and you transport everything into living light, you have perfect immunity to any density. So I wish you all the best. Have a great week, and thank you so much for subscribing or to my newsletter, whatever you fancy, and thank you for leaving a comment or whatever you wish to bring out from the self, from spark to spark. As always, thank you. I'm Charlotte G.